So we're here in Accra, Ghana with Dieudonne Kwame Agudah, the founder of WashKing. Thank you so much for joining us and making the time to meet with us. Let's just start from the very beginning. What exactly is WashKing and what is your mission?
Okay, WashKing, we are a social enterprise, and what we do specifically is we supply Biodigester toilets, and we are targeting the low-income urban households mostly, and then we also focus on institutions, and we look at this target group that are not having decent toilets in their homes, so that we can help them to access good toilets. The reason is we want to eradicate open defecation, which is a key challenge we have in Ghana and other developing countries, as you may already be aware. And then our poor sanitation, to be able to reduce that in a huge number that we can. And so this is a direct thing that we want to do, and then we are also looking at how do we use the process of doing this to be able to empower people and the communities that we work with, particularly young people. So giving them employment and equipping them with transferable skills that, yes, they can use anywhere they go. And aside that, also improving economic status of these people that we work with and then their families. And so, yes, on the whole, these are what we do and then why we do them in terms of our mission. Yeah.
So for the people that don't know, what is a biodigester toilet?
A biodigester is, normally we could use a block, and is very, I should say, it's very small. And in terms of feet, when you are looking at a standard biodigester, it's about it's 3 by 6 feet square, which is very small. In that, we are trying to solve the challenge of the normal septic tank, which is very huge. And in our urban setting now, space is an issue, and so the biodigester comes in to help these people to be able to have toilet where they don't even have a space. And so the technology, how it works is anything that comes into it, we have a separation mechanism, and so the whatever that is in there will separate the solid, the fecal solid, from the water. And so at the end of the day, you only see the solid in, and then we take the water out of it. And in our side, WashKing, one of the areas that we differentiate ourselves, or in terms of our innovation, is doing a secondary treatment inside. And so after the water comes, you realize that there's a clean water coming out, which we normally do a sock away or a drain field to take the water off. So whatever that is left inside, we introduce a bacteria, facultative bacteria, that feed on the feces. And so you realize with time, you only see some small manure accumulating inside the digester. And so basically this is about biodigester.
Okay, so the toilet itself, it's mobile and you sort of install it in the homes?
No, this is not mobile. Mm-hmm. Yes, it's something that once you request it, will come. So we build it on site.
Or you build it?
Yes, on site, yes. Even though we can manufacture parts somewhere and then we'll bring it to assemble. And yeah, so but it's not a mobile toilet that we will take and no.
Okay, so you manufacture the different parts,
yes,
and then someone requests for this, and then you come to the home or institution, like you said,
Yeah.
and you install it there.
Exactly.
And also after now you introduce the different bacteria you mentioned.
Yeah, bacteria.
That is transforming the solid waste into manure.
Yes, exactly. So it digests or they feed on the fecal matter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, and what happens? Do you sell the manure afterwards, or how does that work?
Okay, we've not been able to remove some now, because yes, you know, once the bacteria are feeding, it takes a very long time for the digester to get filled up. Yeah, so we haven't done one yet, but the expectation is yes. So once it is full, we are called, we go and remove everything, and then we process it. And yeah, so we set up a farm where we can use some in the farm to produce crops, and then that also serves as yeah, so a crop that people can buy for revenue. And then we can also, those who can buy the manure, we can also sell to them. Yeah, so these are future plans when it comes to that time.
Okay, and what about the water? I think you mentioned that it comes out clean, like you
Yes.
treat it, yeah?
Yes, the water too is as you are aware, is a good resource, because once it comes from fecal matter, it has the relevant nutrients that can trigger plants and crop growth. Yeah, but we've not been able to recover it. That, I think that is one thing that we in future we'll be looking at to see how possible it is, how is it viable economically, that if we recover them, whatever we want to do with it, if we want to sell, it will be good. Yes. So, but for now, we just let it sink underground.
Yeah, but still, those are two very promising things, yeah?
Exactly. Yeah.
Is it affordable for the households?
Yes, it is, and it is not. Okay, it is in the sense that what we do is we use flexible payment terms. Now, one of the things is we work with municipal assemblies now to aggregate customers, and then we link them up to subsidy programs. In that case, they are able to, it's very affordable to them. And people who can pay loan, because now there are sanitation loans around. So those who can also pay loan, we link them up so they pay. But those who cannot, pass through this means, that's why I said it may not be affordable. Now, I'm referring to those at the bottom of the pyramid, that even if it's maybe $5, they can't. Yeah, so it's one thing that we are working on now. We are coming up with a model where they can pay in our currency like 50 pesos to use. So they will go and then use 50 pesos. So we build in their house, and then we take, maybe if it's about 3 years, we take that to be able to recover our investment. But yes, it's taking time, because we also don't want to take risk whereby people will not pay for them. So we are developing necessary technologies so that, yes, before you enter, the system would have taken the money before you enter. Yes, so this about that side too.
Oh, you're solving multiple problems. And you've also mentioned how you're creating employment and a source of income. How are you doing that?
Yeah, so the sanitation sector, there are vast opportunities along the value chain. Now, what we do, for example, when you take the masonry aspect, those who build, is an aspect that we create job. Now, carpentry, painting, people who do the digester itself. I train people to be able to do the digester. If there has to be a time that I let go some of the skills to people so that they can do it when I'm not there. So I train them. And so you realize that along the or per a project, we create about an average of 8 to 10 jobs per a project. Yeah, so so far we've built not less than 400 toilets, and so if you multiply by the opportunities, it's like we've created over 3,000 jobs opportunities so far. Yeah, so yes, these are direct jobs that are available, and apart from what we also want to do to see how we can come up with this apprenticeship entrepreneurs, where we will train people whilst working with us, and then we'll see how we can also set these people up as a company. Yeah, so these are some of the things that we do in this regard.
I have to ask, how did you come up with this idea? Did you have any background in sanitation before?
Yes, I have a science bias background. I mean, I'm a science student. Yeah, so in secondary school I did science, university I did, and then my master's I did environmental biology, conservation and resource management. And yeah, so I should say that in my graduate studies, that is where I actually saw the need, because I realized that okay, solving environmental challenges comes with opportunities that we can turn into businesses. And so that's actually was something that inspired me, and so I decided to exploit it. So when I came back into the country, so I had the opportunity to work with some organizations, but yes, there were things that were not going right, and then I felt okay, I can do it probably better, and so I took up the challenge, and yeah, so this is how it started, and then we are here today. Yeah, so sanitation is something that yes, I've studied, or environmental problems are things that I've studied all along. Yeah.
What was the one turning point or point in time that you said, okay, this is something that I've seen, it's a problem, and I have to do something about it?
Yes, as I said, when I returned to Ghana, and I was working with an NGO, and then working with other suppliers, and so then there was a challenge in terms of even the effluent that was being channeled. Now, as an environmentalist, I realized, no, this is an issue, and also the rate at which we are tackling some of these challenges. And so, yeah, so I just decided that no, I think these are things that I could do. Yes, so I decided that okay, so I'm going into it for myself, and yeah.
What did you do next? What were the first steps that you took towards making it a reality?
Yeah, so afterwards, or let's say along the line, I was also managing my NGO. Yeah, so I decided that okay, what I'm going to do is I enroll myself in entrepreneurship program, and they were supposed to actually help us to develop our business idea. And so yes, I went into that program, and yes, through the program I was WashKing was formed, and then yeah, so I took off from there. We did market research, and I realized okay, this is something that I could really do. And yes, it doesn't be easy, yeah, but for me I like the I mean it can be very exciting and rewarding, yeah, but I think from the start, because of my experiences with my NGO, I know that okay, these are things that are not really easy. It's extremely difficult. And so I made up my mind for it that yes, no matter what, I have to do it. And the reason also was that I wanted to actually, when I was managing the NGO, there was a challenge with funding. And so I said, okay, look, why can't I focus on this and then generate revenue to support the NGO? Yes, so I realized that yes, WashKing gave me the chance to do that. So no, there's no turning back, and I have to make it work. And I should say yes, it's we are not there, but yes, we are on our way getting there. Yeah.
What did your friends and family, what was their reaction when you decided to start WashKing?
Yeah, it wasn't encouraging. Yeah, because when you finish school, the expectation is, okay, you get a job, some high earning job, and then you can also contribute to the family upkeep. Yeah, so it wasn't a welcoming one, and yeah, they wish I get a job, and then before I'll use the money from there to start WashKing. Yeah, but I also felt that wasn't really what I wanted to do, and so yeah, it was a struggle. And as I said, I'm happy that we are here, even though we have not reached where exactly we want to get to. Yeah, but eventually we are getting there. Yeah.
How did you get your first client? Like you entered this startup program, you develop your idea, you do the market research.
Yeah.
Then how did you find the first person that said, okay, I want a WashKing toilet? How did your first toilet happen?
Yeah, it's during that program, when we were doing the market research, I got people, and then so I sold the idea to them that if they were willing, and then so they said they were willing. So I said, okay, if I come today that I want to build for you, will you allow me? Yes, they said yes. So they were friends then that we were working with the other organization that I was talking about. And so I just talked to them that, okay, this is the thing. So I want you to be my sales team on the food. And so, yeah, they joined me, and then we contacted the person back. So we built for the person. So the person provided materials, and then we sent the technology, and we are paid for assembling everything. Yeah, so yeah, this is how we're able to get it.
Did you need any startup capital to start your business? Because I imagine that you build a toilet for one house, and if this person is able to pay in full or 50% upfront, 50% afterwards, you can probably recover your costs and make a small profit or a profit. Did you need any capital in the beginning to start this? Or?
Yes, it would have been brilliant getting something to start with, but yes, I realized that was not there, but I need to do something. And so the strategy was, I realized then that yes, I can actually build toilet for people, and then if I do it well, I'll get something from there to keep going. And so I asked the people that, okay, bring the materials, and then if I come with the technology, this is how much you pay me. And so yeah, they brought the materials.
So the customer organized the materials?
Yes, the material. They bought the materials themselves. So I went in with the labor and then the technology, the know-how. So, so the first one I got, the money was paid to us. So I got something from there. And then afterwards, I mentioned earlier that I contacted some guys to be sales agents. Yeah. So they were also talking to people. So when anybody got interested, we'll go in, build for them, then we'll get something small from there. So yeah, this is how
you got started.
Yeah, we were doing it until we had a contract with a government project, which comes with a subsidy.
It's the Gamma project?
Yes, the Gamma project, exactly. And so, yeah, we are able to build in large quantities now.
Okay, wow.
Yeah.
But that's a smart starting. So you ask the customer to invest the capital to get the materials, so you don't have to bring that.
Yeah.
And then you just essentially have a service in the beginning, and that's where you make your revenue. Very smart. Who did you have to partner with to get this business off the ground? Did you invent everything from scratch, or were you able to partner with people that were already in the industry or supply you the bacteria, the enzymes that you're using, or how did that work?
Okay, the technology, the biodigester technology itself, it was there, but I realized it wasn't the best. There were issues with it in terms of, let's say, the hardware itself. There was an issue, and then the process of doing it, there were issues. And so, yes, I thought through that what I could do different. And so those were the side that I would say my innovation or my differentiation came in. And so, so the technology was there, but I had to also make changes to be mine. Okay, and then I work with these guys that I said, that sales team. We're all trained by the program that I told you about earlier, and so they have the sales skills. So I had to fall on them to be marketing, whilst I'm also doing mine. And then I'll also work with the assembly over here. The municipal assembly is not quite far from here, so I started with them. So they were one of my key partners then. So they also helped me to get customers. And then, I think I didn't mention UNICEF. Along the line, I also work with them. So they helped me to get some customers that they also aggregate them, will go and build for them. So, so these were the key partners that I started with. Yeah.
Wow, very nice. Let's talk a bit more about the environmental impact, because it's huge in comparison to septic tanks. So from what I understand, the biodigester, the fecal matter and the urine and the water goes inside. Then the enzymes are basically eating up the fecal matter, and out comes clean water. What happens with the contents in septic tanks in Ghana? Because in essentially what comes out of the biodigesters is compost in a sense, right? It's treated. What happens with the material in septic tanks? Because that's the prevalent technology, I assume, in Ghana right now. Is that correct?
Yes. With the existing septic tank, right now, I think there has been establishment of composting plants in Ghana now. So they go pull and then send it to the plant and then change everything into manure. So that's about that component. Okay. I think it's as a result of, there was a time that there was a challenge with where they dump this fecal matter. It was sent to a place that we call Lavender Hill. It was sent directly into the sea. And it was a real environmental challenge. And so through that, a program was actually put together to address it. So now, majority of these lodging companies, they send it to that plant, even though it doesn't rule out the fact that companies outside Accra, because this is done, the plant is in Accra. So if you go to Tamale, Kumasi, that are far from Accra, it means, yes, the same thing is happening. People are dumping in the environment. So the hope is the biodigester technology it's being pushed by the Gamma project that you mentioned. Is one of their key thing or target is to make this technology nationwide to be adopted, so that the challenges that we used to have with the septic tank and then the KVIP. I don't know if you know our KVIP system. You know, there are some toilets when you go, you drop directly, and because the water mixes with the fecal, it smells a lot. It comes with a lot of odor.
Understand?
Yeah.
It's like a
latrine.
Yeah, latrine.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So you know, it has its own challenges as well. The odor, the flies, is just bad. Yeah. So the biodigester actually comes to solve all these challenges. So the effort is being made to make it nationally adopted. Yeah.
If you could partner with anyone and ask them for anything, who would you reach out to? And what would you ask them for?
Okay, right now, I should say it's impact investors. Yeah, because we have actually implemented our model and realized that it works in the sense that apart from solving our key sanitation issue, we are also producing other important social, economic, and environmental impact. The one that I mentioned earlier, but we can also talk about saving water, because the technology, we do what we call microflash. So it uses water about 500 milliliters to 1,000. So that's a small amount of water. So we are saving water, actually. And then even in terms of environmental pollution, the technology is also helping to reduce that. Now, if you talk about the space, so urban space management, this technology is very good for it. Now, even climate change, what is produced, I mean, it doesn't produce those gases that are harmful to the climate. So it's beneficial when it comes to the environment. Now, in terms of the social aspect, jobs, as I was mentioning, and then skills training, ensuring that people getting economic impact is also revenue, as you said, to families is also a key impact when it comes to economic, in terms of economic impact. Yeah, so these are things that we want to scale, and we need people who can invest to be able to build the technology at a large scale and faster. Now, I mentioned earlier that we want to also come up with a model that you don't have to have the lump sum manuals or even rely on maybe a subsidy or a loan. But if you have a 50 pesos, you can use the toilet in your house. And what it means is we have to pre-finance everything. Yeah. Yes, so we need that capital. And so if we get impact investors who can help us to do this, will be great. And then we are also looking at partnering with research or academic institutions for us to keep researching into some components of the technology. So for me, these are some of the institutions that I will be looking up to. Apart from, of course, also saying that, okay, if we can also get people who can coach, give us coaching, and then also helping us to improve our operational efficiency. Because once we are scaling up, some of these things, we have to make sure that they are tightened up well so that we can scale sustainably. Yeah, so yeah, these are some of the things that I should be looking at, or we should be looking out for. Yeah.
What would be your advice to a young person in Ghana today?
Okay. My advice in terms of entrepreneurship journey, I should say yes, it's something that is it can be rewarding as I mentioned earlier, and exciting, but yes, it's can be very, very difficult and then lonely, and so I would say that once they decide to do this, which is good, which they must, they have to make their mind clear of this. I mean, they have to get it at the back of their mind that this is not something that, I mean, I'll be there and then somebody will go and buy me food and I eat and I'll be happy. No, you have to virtually make things work from the start by yourself, and it can be very, very difficult. So they have to be clear. And so for me, once you are clear or you've made up your mind, whatever that is happening, yes, you've informed yourself that it is like this. So that alone can keep you going. So that's about that component. But I also say that, yes, all of us, we have to try to find a way to be able to enter the entrepreneurship landscape, even if not really establishing a business yourself. Wherever you are, I mean, you can be innovative or entrepreneurial in an existing business. And so we should do that because we have a very fast growing population. And so these are some of the ways that we can keep ourselves with these challenges that are coming up, apart from also ensuring that we provide our own self a meaningful job. So for me, yes, I will encourage people to take up this challenge. Yeah.
Wow, thank you so much for sharing. Very inspiring.
You're welcome.
And thanks.